Hi friends, my name is Nandita. I am from Andhra Pradesh.
Good morning dear students. Today we are going to discuss about cell cycle and cell division from chapter 10 CBSE syllabus class 11. Children, are you aware that all organisms, even the largest, start their life form from a single cell? You may wonder how a single cell then goes on to form such large organisms. Growth and reproduction are the characteristics of cells, indeed of all living organisms. All cells reproduce by dividing into two with equal parental cell, giving rise to two daughter cells, and each time they divide. These newly formed daughter cells can themselves grow and divide, giving rise to a new cell population that is formed by the growth and division of a single parental cell and its progeny. In the other words, such the cycle of growth and division allows a single cell to form a structure consisting of millions of cells. Children, first let us discuss what is cell cycle. Cell division is very important process in all living organisms. During the cell division of a cell, DNA replication and cell growth also takes place. All this process, that is cell division, DNA replication and cell growth, hence have to take place in the coordinated way to ensure correct division and formation of progeny cells containing intact genomes. The sequence of events by which a cell duplicates its genome, synthesis the other constituents of the cell, and eventually divide into two daughter cells is termed cell cycle. Although the cell growth in terms of cytoplasmic increase is a continuation process and DNA synthesis occurs only during one specific stage in the cell cycle. The replicated chromosomes DNA are then distributed to daughter nuclei by a complex series of events during cell division. These events are themselves under genetic control. Children, now let us see what are the phases of cell cycle. A typical eukaryotic cell is illustrated by human cell in culture. The cells divide once in approximately every 24 hours. However, this duration of cell cycle can vary from organism to organism and also from cell type to cell type. Yeast, for example, can progress through the cell cycle in only about 90 minutes. The cell cycle is divided into two basic phases. One is intraphase, IM phase, and mitosis phase. The M phase represents the phase when the actual cell division or mitosis occurs, and the interphase represents the phase between two successive M phases. It is significant to note that in the 24 hours, an average duration of cell cycle of a human cell division proper lasts for only about an hour. The interphase has last more than 95% of the duration of cell cycle. The M phase starts with the nuclear division corresponding to the separation of daughter chromosomes, karyokinesis, and usually ends with the division of cytoplasm, cytokinesis. The interphase, called the resisting phase, is the time during which the cell is preparing for division by undergoing both cell growth and DNA replication in an orderly manner. The interphase is divided into three further phases: IG1 phase, S phase, and IG2 phase. The IG1 phase corresponds to the interval between mitosis and initiations of DNA replication. During G1 phase, the cell is metabolically active and continuously grows but does not replicate its DNA. S or synthesis phase marks the period during which DNA synthesis or replication takes place. During this time, the amount of DNA per cell doubles. If the initial amount of DNA is denoted as 2C, then it increases to 4C. However, there is no increase in the chromosome number. If the cell has diploid or 2n number of chromosomes at G1, even after S phase, the number of chromosomes remain the same, that is 2n. Children, now let us discuss about animal cells. In animal cells, during the S phase, DNA replication begins in the nucleus and the centriole duplicates in the cytoplasm. During the G2 phase, proteins are synthesized in preparation for mitosis. While cell growth continues, some cells in the adult animals do not appear to exhibit division, and many other cells divide only occasionally as needed to replace cells that have been lost because of injury or cell death. These cells that do not divide further exist G1 phase to enter an inactive stage called quiescent stage, means GO of the cell cycle. Cells in this stage remain metabolically active but no longer proliferate unless called on to do so depending on the requirement of the organism. In animals, mitotic cell division is only seen in the diploid stomatic cells. However, there are few exceptions to this where haploid cells divide by mitosis, for example, male honeybees. Against this, the plant can show mitotic divisions in both haploid and diploid cells. From your recollection of examples of alternation of generations in plants, identify plant species and stages at which mitosis is seen in haploid cells. You have studied mitosis in onion root tip cells. It has 16 chromosomes in each cell. Can you tell how many chromosomes will the cell have at G1 phase, after S phase and after M phase? Also, what will be the DNA content to the cells at G1 after S and at G2 if the content after M phase is 2C? Children, M phase means this is the most dramatic period of the cell cycle, involving a major recognition of virtually all components of the cell. Since the number of chromosomes in the parent and progeny cell is the same, it is called as equational division. For convenience, mitosis has been divided into 4 stages of nuclear division. These are karyokinesis. It is very essential to understand that cell division is progressive process and very clear cut line cannot be drawn between various stages. Karyokinesis involves the following stages like prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1 and telophase 1. Now let us discuss about prophase. Prophase, which is the first stage of karyokinesis of mitosis, follows the S and G2 phases of interphase. In the same S and G2 phases, the new DNA molecules formed are not distinct but intervened. Prophase is marked by the initiations of condensation of chromosomal material. The chromosomal material becomes untangled during the process of chromatin condensation. The centriole, which had undergone duplication during S phase of interphase, now begins to move towards opposite poles of the cell. The completion of prophase can thus be marked by the following characteristic events. 1. Chromosomal material condensed to form compact mitotic chromosomes. Chromosomes are seen to be composed of 2 chromatids attached together at the centromere. One centrosome, which had undergone duplication during interphase, begins to move towards opposite poles of the cell. Each centrosome radiates out microtubules called esters. The 2 esters together with spindle fibers forms mitotic apparatus. Cell at the end of prophase, when viewed under the microscope, do not show Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus and the nuclear envelope. Metaphase. The complete disintegration of the nuclear envelope marks the start of the second phase of mitosis. Hence, the chromosomes are spread through the cytoplasm of the cell. By this stage, condensation of chromosomes is completed and they can be observed clearly under the microscope. This then is the stage at which morphology of chromosomes is most easily studied. At this stage, metaphase chromosomes is made up of two sister chromatids which are held together by the centromere. Small disc-shaped structures at the surface of centromeres are called kinetochores. These structures serve as the sites of attachment of spindle fibers to the chromosomes that are moved into position at the center of the cell. Hence, the metaphase is characterized by all the chromosomes coming to lie at the equator with one chromatid of each chromosome connected by its kinetochore to spindle fibers from one pole and its sister chromatids connected by its kinetochore to spindle fibers from the opposite pole. The plane of alignment of chromosomes at metaphase is referred to as the metaphase plate. The key features of metaphase are: 1. Spindle fibers attached to kinetochores of chromosomes. Chromosomes are moved to spindle equator and get aligned along metaphase plate through spindle fibers to both poles. Now let us discuss about anaphase. At the one set of anaphase, each chromosome attached at the metaphase plate is split simultaneously and the two daughter chromatids, now referred to as daughter chromosomes of the future daughter nuclei, begin their migration towards the two opposite poles. As each chromosome moves away from the equatorial plate, the centromere of each chromosome remains directed towards the pole and hence at the leading edge, with the same arms of the chromosome trailing behind it. Thus, anaphase stage is characterized by the following key events like centromere split and chromatids separate. Chromatids move to opposite poles. Let us discuss about telophase. At the beginning of the final stage of karyokinesis, that is telophase, the chromosomes that have reached their respective poles decondense and lose their individuality. The individual chromosomes can no longer be seen and each set of chromatin material tends to collect at each of the two poles. This is the stage which shows the following key events like chromosomes clusters at opposite spindle poles and their identity is lost as the discrete elements. Nuclear envelope develops around the chromosome clusters at each pole, forming two daughter nuclei, and the nucleus, Golgi complex and endoplasmic reticulum were reformed in this stage. Now let us discuss about cytokinesis. Mitosis accomplishes not only the segregation of duplicated chromosomes into daughter nuclei, means karyokinesis, but the cell itself is divided into two daughter cells by the separation of cytoplasm called cytokinesis, at the end of which cell division gets completed. In animal cell, this is achieved by the appearance of a furrows in the plasma membrane. The furrow gradually depends and ultimately joins in the center, dividing the cell cytoplasm into two. Plant cells, however, are enclosed by a rarely inextensible cell wall. Therefore, they undergo cytokinesis by a different mechanism. In plant cells, wall formation starts in the center of the cell and grows outward to meet the existing lateral walls. The formation of the new cell begins with the formation of a simple precursor called the cell plate that represents the middle lamella between the walls of two adjacent cells. At the time of cytoplasmic division, organelles like mitochondria and plasmids get disturbed between the two daughter cells. In some organisms, karyokinesis is not followed by cytokinesis, as the result of which multinucleated condition arises leading to the formation of syncytinium. Example, liquid endosperm in coconut. Let us discuss the significance of mitosis. Mitosis or the equal division is usually restricted to the diploid cells only. However, in some lower plants and in some social insects, haploid cells also divided by mitosis. It is very essential to understand the significance of this division in the life of an organism. Are you aware of some examples where you have studied about haploid and diploid insects? Mitosis usually results in the production of diploid daughter cells with identical genetic complement. The growth of multicellular organisms is due to mitosis. Cell growth results in distributing the ratio between the nucleus and the cytoplasm. It therefore becomes essential for all the cells to divide to restore the nucleo-cytoplasmic ratio. A very significant contribution of mitosis is cell repair. The cells of upper layer of epidermis, cells of the lining of the gut, and blood cells are beginning constantly replaced. Mitotic division in the meristematic tissue, the apical and the lateral cambium result in the continuous growth of a plant throughout their life. Children, now let us discuss about meiosis. The production of offspring by sexual reproduction includes the fusion of two gametes, each with a complete haploid set of chromosomes. Gametes are formed from specialized diploid cells. This specialized kind of cell division that reduces the chromosome number by half results in the production of haploid daughter cells. This kind of division is called meiosis. Meiosis ensures the production of haploid phase in the life cycle of sexual reproducing organisms, whereas fertilization restores the diploid phase. We come across meiosis during gametogenesis in plants and animals. This leads to the formation of haploid gametes. The key features of meiosis are as follows. Meiosis involves two equal sequential cycles of nuclear and cell division called meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, but only a single cycle of DNA replication. Meiosis 1 is initiated after the parental chromosomes have replicated to produce identical sister chromatids at the S phase. Meiosis involves pairing of homologous chromosomes and recombination between non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosomes. 4 haploid cells are formed at the end of meiosis 2. Meiotic events can be grouped under the following phases. These are meiosis prophase 1, prophase 2, metaphase 1, metaphase 2, and anaphase 1, anaphase 2, and telophase 1 and telophase 2. Now let us discuss about prophase 1. Prophase of the first meiotic division is typically longer and more complex when compared to prophase of mitosis. It has been further subdivided into the following 5 phases based on chromosomal behavior, that is liptotin, zygotin, pachytin, diplotin, and diakinesis. During liptotin stage, the chromosomes becomes gradually visible under the light microscope. The compaction of chromosomes continues throughout the liptotin. This is followed by second stage of prophase 1 called zygotin. During this stage, chromosomes start pairing together, and this process of association is called synapsis. Such paired chromosomes are also called homologous chromosomes. Electron micrographs of this stage indicates that chromosome synapsis is accompanied by the formation of complex structure called synaptonymal complex. The complex formed by a pair of synapsed homologous chromosomes is called a bivalent or a tetrad. However, these are more clearly visible at the next stage. The first two stages of prophase 1 are relatively short-lived compared to the next stage, that is Pakitian. During this stage, the four chromatids of each bivalent chromosomes become distinct and clear appears as tetrads. This stage is characterized by the appearance of recombination nodules, the sites at which a crossing over occurs between non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosomes. Crossing over is the exchange of genetic material between two homologous chromosomes. Crossing over is also an enzyme mediated process, and the enzyme involved is called recombinase. Crossing over leads to recombination of genetic material on the two chromosomes. Recombination between homologous chromosomes is completed by the end of Pakitian, leaving the chromosomes linked at the site of crossing over. The beginning of diplotin is recognized by the dissolution of the synaptonymal complex and the tendency of the recombined homologous chromosomes of the bivalent to separate from each other except at the sites of crossovers. These X-shaped structures are called chiasmata. In oocytes of some vertebrates, diplotin can last for months or years. The final stage of meiotic prophase 1 is diakinesis. This is marked by terminalization of chiasmata. During this stage, the chromosomes are fully condensed and the mitotic spindle is assembled to prepare the homologous chromosomes for separation. By the end of diakinesis, the nucleus disappears and the nuclear envelope also breaks down. Diakinesis represents transition to metaphase. Children, now let us discuss about metaphase 1. The bivalent chromosomes on the equatorial plate, the microtubules from the opposite poles of the spindle attach to the kinetochore of homologous chromosomes. Metaphase starts with complete disappearance of nuclear membrane, the most suitable stage for the study of morphology of chromosomes. It involves condensation of chromosomal material into compact and distinct chromosomes made up of two sister chromatids attached with spindle fibers with kinetochores. Chromosomes arrange at center of cell called metaphase plate. Anaphase 1. Homologous chromosomes separated while sister chromatids remain associated at the centromeres. Children, let us see the difference between anaphase of mitosis and anaphase 1 of meiosis. The anaphase of mitosis, the centromere of every chromosome divides and separation of sister chromatids takes place. Only one chromatid of every chromosome moves to the pole. The chromatids moving to one pole are genetically identical to those moving to the opposite pole. Now come to anaphase 1 of meiosis. The centromere do not divide. Homologous chromosomes are separated. Each homologous pair of chromosomes moves to the pole with both the chromatids. Now let us discuss about telophase. The nuclear membrane and nucleus reappears. Cytokinesis follows, and this is called as dyad of cells. Although in many cases the chromosomes do undergo some dispersion, they do not reach the extremely extended state of the interphase nucleus. The stage between the two mitotic division is called interkinesis and is generally short-lived. There is no replication of DNA during interkinesis. The interkinesis followed by prophase 2, a much simpler prophase, and prophase 1. Now let us discuss about prophase 2. The first stage in meiosis 2, highlighted by the disintegration of nucleus and nuclear envelope, the shortening and thickening of the chromatids, and the replication and movement of centrosomes to polar regions. Meiosis is a reproductive cell division since it gives rise to gametes. The resulting cells following meiosis contain half of the number of chromosomes in the parent cell. That is because the parent cell undergoes two mitotic divisions called first meiotic division meiosis 1 and the second meiotic division meiosis 2. Each of them has four major phases. These are prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. Each of these phases designated as one or two depending where it occurs, that is in meiosis 1 or in meiosis 2. Prophase 2 is the phase that has follows after meiosis 1 or interkinesis if present. If interkinesis takes place, the nuclear envelope and the nucleus disintegrate during prophase 2. The chromosomes are condensed, the centrosomes replaced and move towards the opposite sides. Spindle fibers grow outwards from the centrosomes. Prophase 2 ends where metaphase 2 begins. The difference between prophase 1 and 2 is that crossover between the chromosomes takes place only in prophase 1, not only on prophase 2. Now let us discuss about metaphase 2, the second stage in meiosis 2 after prophase 2, and highlights the elements of chromosomes along a single plane in the center of the cell. Meiosis is a reproductive cell division since it gives rise to gametes, the resulting cell following meiosis containing half of the number of the chromosomes in the parent cell. That is because the parent cell undergoes two meiotic divisions called first meiotic division meiosis 1 and the second meiotic division meiosis 2. Each of them has four phases during prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Each of these phases is designated as one or two depending where it comes, that is meiosis or in meiosis 2. Metaphase 2 is the second stage in meiosis 2. It follows prophase 2, which primarily highlights the condensation of the chromosome and the movement of centrosomes to the polar regions of the cell. The cell in metaphase 2, when the chromosomes align themselves along with the metaphase plate through the facilitation of the spindle fibers. The spindle fibers are now attached to two kinetochores contained in the centromere of each chromosome. Similar to mitotic metaphase, the two kinetochores are bound to the spindle fibers from opposite poles and they lie on the equatorial plate, readying for the chromosomal movement towards opposite poles in anaphase 2. Let us discuss about anaphase 2. Anaphase 2 is the third stage in meiosis 2. It is the stage after metaphase 2, which is that phase wherein the chromosomes are at the equatorial plane and spindle fibers are attached to the kinetochores. Anaphase 2 is the stage when sister chromatids of every chromosome separated and began to move towards the opposite end of the cell. The separation and movement is due to the shortening of kinetochore microtubes. Anaphase 2 precedes telophase 2. Meiotic anaphase 2 is similar to the anaphase in mitosis. Both mitotic anaphase and meiotic anaphase 2 involves the separation of sister chromatids towards the opposite poles of the cell. In anaphase 1, the paired homologous chromosomes are the one separating from each other. As a result, the sister chromatids remain together. Now let us discuss about telophase 2. Telophase 2 is the stage in meiosis 2 that follows after anaphase 2. In anaphase 2, the sister chromatids that were formerly joined at the centromere are separated from each other and moved away to the opposite poles. At this point, the sister chromatids are sometimes referred to as sister chromosomes. The complete movement and separation of sister chromosomes mark the telophase 2. This will then be followed by cytokinesis, wherein each of two cells produced from meiosis 1 will give rise to two daughter cells, resulting in total of 4 genetically dissimilar haploid cells. The chromosomes decondense and lengthen, the spindle disassemble, and nuclear envelopes reforms. Children, let us discuss about the significance of meiosis. Meiosis is the mechanism by which conservation of specific chromosomes number of each species is achieved across generations in sexually reproducing organisms. Even though the process paradoxically results in the reproduction of chromosome number by half, it also increases the genetic variability in the population of organisms from one generation to the next. Variations are very important for the process of evolution. Let us summarize the lesson once again. According to cell theory, the cells arises from pre-existing cells. The process by which this occurs is called cell division. Any sexual reproducing organism starts its life cycle from a single-celled zygote. Cell division does not stop with the formation of the mature organism but continues throughout its life cycle. The stage through which a cell passes from one division to next is called cell cycle. The cell cycle is divided into two phases called interphase, a period of separation of cell division, and mitosis, M phase, the actual period of cell division. Interphase is further subdivided into G1 phase, S, and G2 phase. G1 phase is the period when the cell grows and carries out normal metabolism. Most of the organelle duplication also occurs during this phase. S phase marks the phase of DNA replication and chromosomes duplication. G2 phase is the period of cytoplasmic growth. Mitosis is also divided into four stages, namely prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Chromosomes condensation occurs during prophase. Simultaneously, the centrioles move to the opposite poles, the nuclear envelope and the nucleus disappear, and the spindle fibers start appearing. Metaphase is marked by the alignment of chromosomes at the equatorial plate. During anaphase, the centromere divides and the chromatid starts moving towards the two opposite poles. Once the chromatid reach the two poles, the chromosomal elongation starts, nucleus and the nuclear membrane reappears. This stage is called the telophase. Nuclear division is then followed up by the cytoplasmic division, and it is also called cytokinesis. Mitosis, thus, is the equational division in which the chromosome number of the parent is conserved in the daughter cells. In contrast to mitosis, meiosis occurs in the diploid cells, which are destined to form gametes. It is called the reduction division since it reduces the chromosomes number by half while making the gametes. In sexual reproduction, when the two gametes fuse, the chromosome number is restored to the value in the parent. Meiosis is divided into two phases, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. In the first meiotic division, the homologous chromosome pair to form bivalents and undergo crossing over. Meiosis 1 has a long prophase which is divided further into 5 phases. There are leptotin, zygotin, pachytin, diplotin, and diakinesis. During metaphase 1, the bivalents arrange on the equatorial plate. This is followed by anaphase 1, in which homologous chromosomes move to the opposite poles with both the chromatids. Each pole receives half the chromosome number of the parent cell. In telophase 1, the nuclear membrane and nucleus reappear. Meiosis 2 is similar to mitosis. During anaphase 2, the sister chromatids separate. Thus, the end of meiosis, 4 haploid cells were formed. Thank you.